Hello everyone, this is Jason from Primetime Aquatics, and in this video we are going to be showing you some new fish that we got over the holidays. I hope you had a great holiday and your new year is off to an awesome start. Hope you have a great 2020. One of the things I didn't do well in 2019 is show you some of the things that are going on, such as new fish and things that we're working on in the fish room. If you would like to see more of that, leave that in the comments section below. After all, it's your channel. I'd love to hear from you what you want to see going forward this year. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much for the support you've shown us over these years. It's very much appreciated. So in this video, what we're going to be doing is I'm going to be showing you some of the new fish that we got. Now, to be clear, the tanks are quarantine tanks. They're not going to be awesomely aquascaped. They are there to make sure the fish that we've brought into the fish room are healthy. In fact, if you want more information on quarantine, we've done videos on that before. I'll put it in the upper right-hand corner as well as in the description below so you can see what we've done. So let's go ahead. Let's take a look at some really cool fish. So in this tank, the first one we're looking at, it's a 10-gallon quarantine tank, but there's two fish that we're really excited about. I really wanted some Corys, and so one of the ones that we got here is the Adolphoi. This is a cool Cory. I like the orange. If you see here, it's got the orange on its head. Just such a really cool looking fish that I'm excited to have. We got 10 of them, and I don't necessarily know if I want to breed these or if I'm going to wind up putting them in one of our display tanks, but the nice thing about Corys is they're so cool if you get them in larger groups, and that's why we got 10 of them here. The other fish that we're looking at is the Parva Rainbow. This is another cool fish. Now right now, in some ways it's kind of like a cichlid. You have to have some patience. It's going to take a while for these guys to color up. I think they're going to either wind up going in a 75 initially and possibly moving to one of our 125s at some point. But this is a fish, you know, some of these rainbows, you're just going to have some patience with them because it's going to take a little while for them to color up. So in this 10-gallon tank, what we're looking at here, again, we've got a combination of some Cory cats, and we also have another rainbow. And so here we've got the Hasbrosus Cory. I like these a lot. They've got a lot of action, like to swim around a lot. I just think they're going to be really cool. Again, I don't know if I'm going to breed these or they're going to wind up as part of a larger community, but we did get 10 because they, again, like to be in groups. And then we have another rainbow here that I really like, and I don't know if I'm pronouncing this right. I'm not really super well versed with the rainbows. It's just something we're more recently getting into, but the Antino, this is a nice looking rainbow. It's gonna have some yellow and some blue. And again, I think this is gonna wind up with the other rainbows initially in a 75, and then they're gonna move to a larger tank as they grow. But super excited to have these guys. The next fish that we're super excited to have, and that is these long-fin green dragon plecos. When I see the green dragons, I sort of kind of take that with a grain of salt. They're going to look a little bit different than your standard brown bristlenose, but they're not going to be some vibrant green color. At least in my experience, they don't usually wind up that way, but they are pretty cool. So we got some more to add to the ones that we already had, and they're going to be in this 23-gallon bow front for a little while, and then eventually we might move them out to a larger breeding tank. But this is definitely one we've been adding to our Pleco collection here for a while. We've got these, we've got the super reds, the standard browns, the albinos. We have long fin blue-eyed albinos as well. So it's just something we really like to breed. I like Plecos in general, bristlenose, because they do such a good job of keeping all of our tanks clean. We don't scrape a lot of algae in our fish room, and these guys do a really awesome job of keeping everything clean. I've got a species profile. I'll put that down in the description below if you want to learn more information. So this next fish I am super excited about. These are Roseline Sharks in this 10-gallon growing out. We got 10 of them. They get pretty big. They're going to be somewhere around that 6 to 8 inch range, and they're going to wind up in the 125. We recently moved our electric blue Acaras. Most of them went out of the 40-gallon breeder and into the 125. I think they're going to be pretty cool together with the Roseline Sharks and the electric blue Acara in that nice large tank. It's going to be awesome. The other fish that you're seeing in here is another smaller type of rainbow. These are the Furcata rainbows. They don't tend to live super long. I think I might want to try to breed these. I'm not exactly sure, but I just think they're really cool, and certainly they're a nice addition. You see the males already have some really cool finnage. Very excited about them. This next fish, I'm really excited about. It wasn't something I'd necessarily planned to get, but when I saw them at the Greenwater Aquarius Society holiday get together, I just had to have them. They had a number of bags, and that is these Therops irregularis. I like these. Now we've got one here in a 20 gallon, and we have another one in a 30 gallon tote. And I wanted to keep them separate because they were really, they had been in some bags for a while. They were stressed out, and I didn't necessarily know if we had a male and female or we had two males. And the last thing I want to do is put two males together in a very confined area, especially when they're stressed. So we separated them. I think they're going to wind up in one of our 125s. The other thing that we got that I'm really excited about are these black rose shrimp in this 10 gallon tank. We got about 10 to 12 of them. Now, it's not the best idea to put black rose shrimp in a tank with black gravel, but again, we're setting them aside here. We're gonna figure out our long-term plan with them. They might wind up on Joanna's nano wall. This is a type of shrimp that we would really love to breed. We've got a number of different types of shrimp in our fish room now. We've got the black rose, the blue dreams, the red cherry shrimp, and the pumpkin shrimp, and they're just really awesome inhabitants for smaller tanks. Just add a different dynamic. So we're looking forward to getting these guys, this colony, up and running and breeding. Now this is a fish that we've actually had for a little while. I just haven't shown it on the channel yet, and these are the Tiger Limia. I love these fish. They're Livebearers. I love their colors. Now the tank that they're in, they're actually done with quarantine. They've been in this tank for a while. We're just figuring out where we want to put them in their forever home. And this is definitely a group that we want to set up for breeding. This is another one we got recently from my friend Kim. She's been breeding these White Knight Alis. And I remember when she picked out the parents at a GCCA swap, and they were absolutely fantastic looking. I hope you enjoyed that quick little update. Again, thank you so much for making 2019 a great year. We look forward to growing our community in 2020. Love to hear from you again in the comments section below. Do you want to see more of this, or do you want me to just stick with the educational stuff only? Thank you again for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.